friend of mine who's a judge. He called me up and he asked for my help one day with a closing argument in a case that he was trying. And so I help him write this argument. We win the case. And this has led to the creation of juror number 2. And I asked myself, what could someone say right now to this judge in order to get dismissed? Your Honor, I can't serve on this jury because I committed the crime.
There's that great line in A Few Good Men when they say jury trial is about assigning blame.
But I would say probably the most accurate depiction that I've seen of actual street lawyering, like being a real lawyer on the street, is Better Call Saul.
They're very closely related. Trial is theater. Being a good lawyer is being a good writer.
If, let's say there were some individuals in this room or on the set that could maybe put together a few $1 million for a fund for you to be able to write a show that could we be executive producers? Like, is that how that works? Do we have the money to
That's
put
not exactly how it works.
Welcome to this episode of Bourbon and Proof, where we interview those who have been both successful at law and life. And today we're taking the most dramatic scene turn we've ever taken because we've never had somebody that wrote a screenplay that was made into a movie. John Abrams, not to be confused with J.J. Abrams, which there's a story there. And we just finished the last 3 trilogy of the Star Wars with my daughters last night. J.J. Abrams did a lot of those.
Yeah, he did.
And I thought they were fantastic. I might be in the minority, but I thought they were fantastic. And also Brian Philpott. Brian Philpott is an IP lawyer from Austin. We went to law school together. I've known him for such a long time. This guy's had a storied career. We're going to talk about how you two know each other, how the movie Juror Number 2 came to be, John's journey, and kind of the shit we went through in the early 2000s here in LA together.
Lots of it.
Lots of it. Probably literal shit. And speaking of literal shit, we have our co-host, Mauro Fiore.
What an intro. Thank you very much. Nice to be here, Bob, I think.
You think. So we're honored again to be here in Bike Shed, downtown Los Angeles, and Tommy's Bar. That's Tom Hardy's bar. Maybe you can get him on one of your movies. I hear he's a pretty good actor.
Have you seen The Bike Riders? It's a great movie.
It's pretty dark. You know the main actor in that one? He's in
Austin
Dune 2.
Butler?
Dude, he's so good.
He's very good.
He was the guy in Elvis.
Elvis
He was
too,
Elvis.
Yeah.
I didn't see
Became
that one
Elvis.
yet.
Yeah.
You didn't see Elvis? He was great in Elvis.
But I
That was
never
last
heard of
year.
him until I saw the movie posters for Bike Rider, and then I saw Dune 2, and I was like, this guy's fucking awesome.
Really good. Yeah.
I wish he would have been in later movies. But all right, we're going to start a pour off for Brian Philpott. Brian comes to us from the Midwest. Brian is a true Midwestern. If you can't tell from his alligator boots,
Oh yeah.
look at this.
There they are.
When we
No alligators in the Midwest.
Where are
All
you
the-
from in the Midwest exactly?
Well, I'm from Tulsa, Oklahoma, so
Yeah.
probably more of a southern city really than a Midwest city.
No, you're
Oklahoma's a strange state, like claimed by no one.
Well, Garth Brooks is from Oklahoma.
Garth Brooks is from it. No, it's a great state, but is it a southern state or is it a Midwestern state? There's always a debate going.
It's right in the middle of the
in
United
the middle.
It's right in the middle.
so it would be Midwest.
Well, yes, but it's actually considered a southern state by the census. I don't know why, but Oklahoma City's more of a Midwestern city, has more of a flavor, I think, and Tulsa's definitely more of a southern city. So you got a split right down the middle of the state. So interesting place.
Yes.
Great place.
I like Oklahoma. I've been
Yeah.
there a few times. It's nice.
I had a blast. I
I
mean,
feel like
growing
they
up
should
there was
make
a
a
blast.
musical about Oklahoma.
They do.
Make a note of
I think it was
It's a
one
good
of
idea.
Yeah.
Hugh Jackman's one of his first movies.
It's a boring title unless you put an exclamation mark at the end of it, and then it's like,
Man. So Brian, we know you're a big
Gold.
Blanton's guy, and this has been sitting on my shelf because this is shared. This is a special because I love a single barrel Blanton's. I mean, I don't like the base one, but I like when you move up a little bit. There is we did the barrel proof one that's like 140 proof almost, 135.
We've had that. It's
We've
fire.
had that, and it's one of my favorite of all time. So Brian, I know you're a big Blanton's guy, and I know
Yeah.
you collect these little horsies because you're a big figurine guy.
oh man, we're drinking. All right, I'm gonna take this jacket off. Let's get down to business.
Mauro, can you take some down there?
Yes, sir.
So Brian, this is your little your horsey because I think we're gonna finish that bottle.
Hey,
Yeah.
I've got a collection of these going, so
You got to.
Thank you.
What's the thing you have to spell Blanton, or what do you
Yeah.
spell Blanton's?
yeah, they have the letters on them, and you can go collect all of them if you want. Spell it out. Thank you.
What letter is on that one?
I don't know. Maybe this one's special because it's on the single barrel. Oh, it's a. I can't read anymore. Is that a B?
My eyes don't work close.
Yeah, me neither.
B for
out.
Brian, for Bob,
For Blanton.
for bourbon.
Yeah, so, well, after law school, I had my eyes tested because you read a lot. We read a lot, like, constantly. And my vision got better after law school until I turned 40, and then I couldn't see
Yeah.
right here anymore.
I swear
could see, like a hawk, I could see far, but I can't see.
Exact same. My vision started to go after 40. I have
Cheers,
no
gentlemen.
idea
Thanks for coming on.
Cheers.
Great to be here.
We're going to talk movies. We're going to talk IP.
why. Cheers.
We're not going to talk about Maro's pee.
I've peed many times on this show.
Yeah. Consistent. That one's good.
We can talk about it if you want.
It's good.
So, I've known Brian since 2002.
Yep.
We met in law school at Pepperdine. And not soon after, I met John, because John and Brian were roommates, because we're all, came from very little, so we had to do as much as we could, be roommates.
Y'all went to Pepperdine Law School.
We did.
Yeah.
John was here.
I'd graduated college by that point. Well, you were in law school. I didn't go to law school.
So John, he was always the promoter of all the clubs we wanted to get into. So we probably might have crossed paths. So we could say all the ones that John used to do to sneak us into these clubs.
Oh my gosh! All right, I'll rattle them off: Las Palmas, Prey, Shelter, Les Dieux, Bliss,
Las Palmas and Ladue I used to go to.
We used to
El Centro
El Centro, the Sunset Room,
Sunset Room.
area.
Area.
How about the Gate?
No,
Remember
that was
the gate?
before my time.
How about
The
White
gate.
Lotus?
Cyrano, my first.
White
White
Lotus,
Lotus,
for sure.
definitely.
Yeah.
White Lotus was the one by the Hollywood Bowl on Highland.
Yes.
Right? That was the
Yep.
Sam Nazarian place. He owned it.
Correct. Do you think the show The White Lotus exists if The White Lotus, the club 15 years ago, did not exist?
No, it's more
No.
than
I
15
think it's completely
years.
different.
Probably
Definitely.
like 20-something years.
Right, but don't you think that the people that made that show on some
there.
subliminal level were like, that's in their brain because that was a nightclub that was popular when they were our age?
We spent many nights at White Lotus.
Oh,
It's a
It
cool
was,
name.
it was like a huge white building, right? Yeah.
It was on Cahuenga.
Yeah, Cahuenga and Sunset.
John was the best person to know. I mean, it was so great. And Hollywood, there's no way we would have gotten.
Yeah, there's no way you could have 8 dudes splitting a table for like paying pennies to get.
Yeah.
John just sneaks us in the back door. We're in law school.
They're like-
and young lawyers. We were
If
lawyers.
you wanted to get in, that you had to buy a bottle to be at the table. If you didn't know someone, it's like that was our budget for a month in law school. I mean, we would eat like the most disgusting stuff at our crappy apartment in Malibu that we had. I mean, we'd eat like plates of beans with like mustard drizzled on top of it.
We used to go to that Ralph's down there, just buy like this frozen shit and just try to make. I was always a
The one down
chicken
on,
and peas guy.
The Ralph's
just, like,
on Trancas down there?
right across
No, right
from,
on the PCH. Yeah. And we'd like a can of corn poured onto a plate, and then like we'd dress it up with like red pepper flakes or something, and now it's like it's gourmet. So this is good. The first time my mom ever met Bob, she came out, and we lived in a really crappy apartment in Malibu. I mean, the views were amazing, and the location was
They
great.
used to
but
call
it
the
was
stinky apartments.
the Stinkies. Yeah, it was right next to like a sewage treatment plant, so it literally smelled like shit a lot of times. So we had this apartment. My mom comes, and my mom prefers a clean home. And she comes in. Nothing's been updated in this place since like the 60s, and we had like wicker furniture. Like none of us had any.
We had
It was
outdoor
awful.
furniture in the inside before it was cool.
Outdoor furniture on the inside.
Well, that's what
Yeah.
makes it fun, you know?
She comes in and meets Bob, and she brought one of her lady friends, and we're like, oh, well, let's clean things up so you guys can sit down. You could tell that they don't want to sit or touch anything in the apartment. And so Bob pulls out the couch and a little bit, and we straighten some things up, and he reaches behind the couch and finds something, picks it up. It's a piece of corn that's like mold. It's fuzzy. It has mold growing on it. It's blue and yellow. And he goes, corn, and eats it. In front of my mom, she's like, yeah, okay, we're leaving.
But my wife to this day, she makes fun of, she calls me like the garbage can, because I'll just eat shit out of a garbage can. Like it's fresh. It was just put there. Like I was in college, we just had to eat where we could find food. So my daughter threw out a piece of pizza, and I waited for her to walk around. I opened up the trash. I took a bite. And she's like, Mom, Dad's eating a piece of pizza out of the trash. She's like, honey, I got a lot of stories to tell you about Dad.
Bob was like a raccoon.
Yeah.
Like
That's
a
why
jolly
my
raccoon.
immune system is just pristine.
He's like Rocket from
is like
Guardians of
Rocket.
the Galaxy. He'll eat anything.
That's actually a compliment.
Rocket's voice is done by? Oh, you guys don't know this. Who does
Johnny.
Rocket's voice?
I don't know. I'm bad with the
Bradley
Marvels.
Cooper.
He
Oh, right.
does. Yeah, he
Yeah.
does.
Okay.
Yeah.
I see it now. Or hear it now.
You hear it now?
Yeah.
God, you guys are such idiots.
I
So
know.
Brian went to Oklahoma State, a Poke, not a Sooner. Big difference.
Yeah.
I've always been a fan of the Pokes because of this guy.
Big difference.
In fact, Mason Rudolph, and we had, who was the receiver at the time?
James Washington.
Yes, and we always wanted them to connect. You know, he's now at Tennessee, but whatever.
And early on, John Kolb
Who?
played with my dad back in the late
Was
60s.
when your dad with the Cowboys?
Yeah, my dad played at Oklahoma State, tight end and defensive end, and was going to be drafted by the Cowboys. He's out baling hay on a farm with one of his buddies. Gets a call. The farmhouse says, "Hey, come in. Somebody's on the phone. They want to talk to you." It's the Dallas Cowboys. I guess whoever's in charge of the draft then said, "Hey, we plan on drafting you tomorrow," and he says, "Don't bother." He said, "I don't want to play." And they said, "Well, we're going to draft you." And he said, "Well, if you use your draft choice on me, it'll be a waste because I will not sign and I will not play."
No way.
Yeah, obviously a different era, but the way he tells it is like, look, he got a chemical engineering degree and then his MBA, and his starting salary at the bank was higher than his rookie contract would have been.
Oh.
And he was tired of playing football anyway. Back then it was his coach was from the Bear Bryant School, and they were getting their brains kicked in, for months on end. But he said he didn't want to play, and then years later, he's like, well, I didn't know they were going to win 3 Super Bowls. He'd have 3 rings and the pension, but I don't think he regrets not playing. He was just done. But yeah, he was
But
good.
Brian, you also had an engineering degree.
Yeah.
So you guys
Yeah.
have a whole new bar that you take to get whatever the fuck it
Yeah,
is that you do.
that's right. Yeah, I was an electrical engineer briefly before going to law school, and when you pass, it's like you don't really know this going in, but there's another bar that you have to study for and take, and the passage rate on it's like 20% or something. Like it's
But
hard.
what is the bar for?
Well, it's just to make sure that you understand the procedure where patents are examined by. So it's called it tests you over the manual for patent examination procedure. It's a really boring bar to study for. It's only one book, but it is not a test of minimum competence like the other state bars are. It's like a test. It's a hide the ball exam. It's difficult, and it's over the details of patent examination.
Above our
procedure.
pay grade, right, Mara? We're just street lawyers.
Yeah. I have a friend of mine, his daughter is a patent lawyer too, very smart. She works for Amgen, like a biomedical company.
Oh yeah.
She was a biomedical engineer forever, and then she went to law school. Actually, Amgen sent her to law school, and then she came back, and then she still works for them.
Yeah.
So yeah, but she passed that in some crazy.
It's kind of a racket because in order to sit for the patent bar, you have to have what they call a hard science degree. So even if you want to practice patent law, you can litigate, but if you want to actually prosecute patents, then you have to have a hard science background, and that makes sense because you got to start with the base vocabulary to write those things.
Well, let's rewind time to like 2005, 6, 7, because this is the genesis of the Warner Brothers picture, only written by John Abrams. You're the only writer in this.
Correct.
There's no co-authors. There's no other.
Yeah.
I mean, you did the rewrites. It's all just you.
That's right.
Directed by Clint Eastwood.
Yeah.
Might be the last film we've ever seen. Is the highest rated movie production. How do they call that? The studio produced movie of the year. Still
I
holding?
think so. It's at 94 on Rotten Tomatoes as of yesterday. Or something.
Crazy.
Pretty
And,
good. Yeah.
But you wrote this when?
I think I wrote the first draft, maybe not quite in mid 2000s, but late 2000s. And we were roommates at that point.
Yep.
And it was just an idea that I had. I mean, I can tell you the story of where it came from.
Yeah.
It's pretty wild. A friend of mine, who's a judge, he's the youngest judge in the California Superior Court currently. He's a former prosecutor. And he called me up and he asked for my help one day with a closing argument in a case that he was trying as a prosecutor. He had a sort of losing case and was willing to throw up a Hail Mary. Like, what would happen in a movie if Matthew McConaughey found himself up against it, at the 90-minute mark, and he needed to do some crazy thing to win the case? That's how he presented it to me. And I said, all right. And so I help him write this argument. We win the case. And from then on,
But you were writing before this, though, right?
I was a screenwriter before this, but never thought I was writing comedies, and this was led to the creation of Juror Number 2 because I spent all this time subsequently helping him with his with his cases. So I would go down to the court. I would watch the trial happen. So I was across it and I knew what was going on. And one day in court during voir dire, all the jurors, potential jurors, are trying to get excused from jury duty. It's a scene in the movie, and the judge is not having it. And I asked myself, what could someone say right now to this judge in order to get dismissed? Your Honor, I can't serve on this jury because I committed the crime. And I'm like, oh, that's good. And I didn't know what the movie was at that point. I probably came home and said to you, honey, I'm home, so this crazy thing happened today. And
Brian had a nice glass of Chianti, some lamb ready for
right.
you.
I was still in the apron, actually.
Pigs in a blanket.
Only the
yes.
apron, yeah.
And
he's a big dude, so it didn't cover much. So, yeah.
And so from there, we just batted ideas. It took a while to come together, but I always knew that was a really good, ironic concept. You show up for jury duty and you realize, oh my God, I'm responsible for this crime. And then what do? That moral dilemma. That was the genesis of juror number 2.
Convict whatever asshole they've got.
Yes.
Mauro has no moral
Do
dilemma.
your
The
best.
movie would have ended 20 minutes in.
Do your best to convict whatever asshole they pinned it on.
That's right. That's right.
Well, that's a smart plot point in the movie, is that John makes the guy sort of a reprehensible character where, you kind of want to see the guy go to jail. He's not a good dude, but he's not totally
guilty.
But
bad.
it hinges, and I think what is interesting about it, because you're right, that is certainly a path to take. The other path would be, well, I can't send an innocent person to jail for something that they didn't do, but it's wrestling with that question, which is really like the nexus of the story.
And he's got a family. I mean, it's
He's
set
got
up
a
really
baby
well.
on the way. I mean, we are gilding the lily as much as we possibly can. Baby on the way, right? Like
So
they
this is late
depended on him.
2000s, and when does it actually get picked up? Like what's
So I write numerous drafts, including one similar to the one that you pitched, where it really is more of like almost a David Fincher type of movie where it's dark.
Yeah.
And this guy, unlike the movie that was made, where everybody is willing to convict this guy right out of the gate, and all our guy has to do is just agree, movie over, but he can't do it, right? Well, there was the inverse, where he is a bad dude who wants to see this guy go down, and all the other jurors are kind of like, I don't know, there's something about this case that doesn't quite make sense. So he's actively prosecuting this trial from within the jury room. So I tried all these different versions, and around 2017,
Wow.
I sold the script finally. So it took a while. And then it wasn't until 2022 that Warner Brothers ultimately bought it. So I optioned it to a production company. They were going to make it in like the $5 million range, kind of a small, really contained, kind of lower budget movie. That didn't end up happening. And then they said, well, okay, who would you like to direct it? Let's start there. I said, what about Clint Eastwood? 'Cause,
No.
They said dream big. And his people liked it. They passed it on to him, and then he read it, and he said, all right, I want to do it. It's incredible. That was in 2022.
What a
Fall of
moonshot.
2022.
What
It's
a
a moonshot. Sometimes
That's fast.
you take a moonshot
That's fast.
and it pays off. Yes. In terms of a studio movie getting made, 2 years from the date of sale to release. Pretty fast.
Wow. I mean, that's faster than it takes Mauro to take a shit sometimes.
Yeah.
Actually, no, that's not true. He's can do it in half a
I can
second.
do it in a second. Clint is interesting. I see Clint, seen him a few times in the last couple of years, but I go up to Monterey a lot,
Ah, yes.
and I go to Carmel a lot because I like to play golf up there. If I'm going to play, I like to play good places. And Clint owns this bar in Carmel called the Hog's Breath Inn,
Yeah.
which happens to be the coolest fucking bar in the world. If you've never been to the Hog's Breath Inn in Carmel, it's Clint Eastwood's place. So you go in there and it's like all these dirty, hairy posters on the wall and shit, and good, the bad, and the ugly. All this. So if you're like Clint, you love the bar. And Clint is always known to be there, and I've seen him there. And man, he is fucking old, man.
He's 94.
Yeah, but it's the last I saw him 6 months ago, and he was dragging himself through the bar. I was hoping the son of a bitch didn't fall over.
No,
It's
you were
like-
actually hoping that he did.
No, it's just
didn't
damn,
want a
he's
case.
old, but
Yeah.
he can still direct a movie, huh?
Can still direct a movie. He has great people around him at his production company. He's worked with the same crew for 20, 30 years. So it's almost like a circus, minus all the nonsense. It's like it's a group that works very well together,
And
so
he's
that's
like a
part of how he
one-shot
does it.
guy too, right? Like he gets
Yeah,
it
he
done.
does things very, to the point. That's just him as a person, but also on set. Yeah, he's doing basic setups and then like 2 takes, maybe 3. But it's not like, hey, let's play, let's find it. It's like, stick to the words, do the scene.
Let's do your
moving
dirty
on.
Harry pour over here, Mara. What do you got? Let's go.
Well, this is a very special box here. This is Smoke Wagon Private Barrel. Smoke Wagon is a distiller from Las Vegas.
Vegas.
But they make amazing bourbons. And this is a single barrel. So this one, they find the barrel. All of the bottles from that single barrel, they're numbered, and that's it. So this one is from barrel number 3932. It's 58% alcohol. So this is
Almost
116 proof. So it's a little bit. It's
Look,
gonna be,
the engineer gets it right away. He just does math.
it's going to be a little fiery,
That's doing it.
definitely.
So this is Smoke Wagon is one of the most flavorful whiskeys, but for some reason, I could drink a lot of whiskey all day. This fucks me up.
Smoke Wagon gets you.
If I drink half a bottle of this, I'll probably be pretty drunk.
Yes, sir. And Brian, the reason I selected this for you is because the first time I ever seen a gun pulled at a bar
It's when I was in your hometown driving cross country at a hometown bar.
because
He
their
took me
logo is double pistols
to- yeah.
Yeah.
on the smoke barrel.
Oh yeah, I see it.
So
Smoke
whenever
Wagon.
Brian and I went to law school the first year together, we lived together thereafter. We were in Malibu, finishing out law school. And my brother Brad, twin brother, he waited a year to go to law school. He was moving out to Los Angeles to go to Southwestern. So we were driving cross country, and I don't need to see anything, and I just want to get where I'm going. We
Cheers,
made one
boys.
stop.
Cheers.
Cheers.
This is a.
We made one stop cross country,
In Tulsa.
essentially a midway point. We drove a long time. We get to Tulsa. His dad's there, his mom. Brad was there, your brother was
Yeah.
there too.
Brad was there. Yeah.
My brother's Brad, he has a brother Brad. And we were like, it was the most fun next 12 hours of my life. And we get there, his dad's smoking ribs. We're eating some ribs. I never had ribs before. I was like, this is the best stuff I've ever had.
Jerry's an artist. He's been smoking meats for his whole life. Real country boy at heart, and the man can work a smoker.
And then made some of his friends and Union. So everybody in the Midwest or South knows where they went to high school. I had a friend, yesterday we had this conversation, I had friends from St. Louis, and they know where they went to high school. I've heard about the Union, where he went, and Jenks,
Jenks, yeah.
their fucking rivalry, high school rivalry, all the time. Like
Crazy.
He's watching college football, talking about kids went to high school. This is all of like law school. And I go to and I met his friend Hobbs. I met all these people that he
Mike
talks
Hobbs.
all these people
Yeah.
he's talked about for years, and they're all there, like characters that were just
Yep.
popped up. They were exactly who he described them. And we went out in Tulsa, and I just remember people's shirts being off, a gun being pulled, and I was just like, what the fuck is going on?
A little hazy, but yeah, there was a.
Do you remember why the gun was pulled?
Oh,
No.
probably some
Did you pull it?
argument about a girl or a football game or something.
got it.
I didn't pull it,
Okay.
but there was a shot fired like outside, and then the people start running around the bar, and I grabbed Bobby and I put him up against the wall and just said, "Keep your back against the wall. Just let's figure out."
That was like your Clint in the
what's
line
going-
of fire moment.
what's going on.
Protecting Bob,
Yeah, I was protecting Bobby.
your bodyguard.
And I was shielding all these damsels in distress. And I just
Yeah.
remember, in that moment, you don't know how you're going to react. And I was just laughing. Like, what are you going to do? Like, I just remember these guys are getting in a fight. These shirts are off, and somebody fires a gun. I'm like, what the fuck is
This
this?
didn't happen all the time,
You
but
know,
it happened.
I've had a gun pulled on me too as well.
Oh.
And this was at a poker game in Hollywood, up in Hollywood Hills.
Yeah.
And
At
these
his
guys
house.
come in to rob my poker game.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
like Sopranos style.
yeah. So the guy has a shotgun and he's pointing it at me and he's telling me shit. I was like, hey, fuck you. So instead of shooting me, he shot my friend when I told him, fuck you. And my friend to this day keeps telling me, you motherfucker, he shot me instead of you. So I told him, fuck you. He said, where's the house money? I said, fuck you, and he shot my friend. I said, it's over there.
I don't mean to laugh about this.
Where did he shoot your friend?
In his hand. And we were at the poker game. He said, put your hands on the table. So, and the guy started yelling at me, where's the house money? I said, fuck you. And then he shot my friend's hand. like at close range, like blew his hand up. And then I said, it's over there in the corner. You know?
By accident? Or
No,
he
he shot him on purpose.
Oh my God.
But it was luckily it was like bird shot or whatever, you know. But still, it's a shotgun blast, you know. Fucked up my table, my poker table, which I was more disappointed about. And then I remember my dad came over like a week later, and he's like, "What happened to your poker table?" I said, "Oh, my dog was fucking gnawing on it." You know, I'm gonna say we got robbed by some fucking dirtbag chicks, you know, and their friends. I mean, it was bad.
Wait, they were female bandits?
Well, I think that's who might have tipped him off.
Oh.
It's like Molly's Game meets The Wire
Wow.
Yeah.
happening
Yeah.
It was
at
pretty
Morrow's
bad.
pad.
It was pretty
My
bad.
favorite part of this story is he almost wrongly convicted a person because they called him down to the station to identify the people that like shot him, and they, you know, they give the
They
line
said
up.
we have a 6-pack, you know, for you to identify, you know, see if you recognize anybody. I looked at it and I was like, motherfucker, I don't recognize anybody. I said, it's that guy. They're like, are you sure it's that guy? I said, yeah, it's that guy. Like, you're a fucking piece of shit. That's like the assistant chief of police. And they told me, get the fuck out of here. I was like, hey, sorry, man, fuck. And then I was walking to my car, I was thinking, man, there must be a lot of motherfuckers in jail. People point out like me.
Oh,
like
yeah.
Like, but I was like a victim, you know, like, fuck it. Somebody, one of those fuckers did it. They wouldn't be showing me the pictures. You know, so I on one hand I felt like an asshole, but on the other hand I was like, yeah, fuck it. But yeah, so anyways, they closed the investigation when I fingered the chief.
Well, it's like, isn't there?
That's really funny.
You know, I think we might be talking about the best legal movies of all time. My favorite is A Few Good Men.
Yes.
There's that great line in A Few Good Men when they say jury trial is about assigning blame.
Yeah.
Like someone was hurt, and someone has to pay for that. And I remember I always took that with me in my career, thinking about that in the trial world. Is that's what it's about. It's about assigning blame.
By the
What's
way,
your
that was
story?
the exact thing I said to my friend, the judge, when he was a prosecutor working on that first closing argument. Said we have to assign blame.
You know, I would say that on the greatest legal movies of all time, I don't think there's even it's like, what's the greatest movie of all time? The Godfather 1 and 2 is not even anything close. Okay?
Okay.
Not anything fucking close.
I mean,
to
I
The
would
Godfather
disagree,
1
but
and 2.
fine.
You don't know shit.
His
The best legal
Sicilian's
movie of all
coming
time, easily by a mile, is The Verdict. The best. No,
That's a great answer.
The
I-
Verdict, the verdict cannot be touched.
My Cousin Vinny
No,
is
get out
by
of here.
far
The Verdict's the best, man.
My
Paul
Cousin
Newman
Vinny is-
at his peak.
I also like. I mean, it's fantastic. I also like most every John Grisham movie that they made
Yeah.
was fucking.
The Rainmaker
fantastic.
is pretty good.
Rainmaker was great.
Because it's Coppola.
Was it
The
Coppola?
Rainmaker
Yeah.
with Sophia Coppola.
No, Francis Ford
It was
Coppola.
Sophia.
Yeah, he directed.
He directed The
Rainmaker.
Rainmaker.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Wow. We're more of like the Danny DeVito lawyers in that story.
Great character.
I love those Grisham novels. That actually, the first one I ever read was A Time to Kill. I think maybe 8th grade.
It's one of the best movies. That's
That's a
up
great
there.
one.
You know, the one John Grisham book that I read they never made into a movie was called The King of Torts, which was about,
That is the only reason I do not do mass torts. If you read that book, I still think about that every day. He had to have a call center, all these things that you do, and it's still true to this day. People that do all the mass torts, it ends up being a dirty game, and there's a whole underbelly with it, and that book holds true. He's a lawyer, John Grisham, and he friends of friends with a lot of folks that we know, and he does a lot of intel on these, and he hits it every time. And it's like you should be the new John Grisham to like write these legal
Well,
dramas.
it's funny that you mentioned that because I've been doing the rounds at the studios in the wake of the movie coming out, and a lot of places have said, "Oh, we have the rights to." No one has mentioned The King of Torts, but these other John Grisham novels that they want to adapt into movies, and wanted to gauge, if it's something that I would be interested in. So I've got a lot of reading to do.
Dude, The King of Torts was my favorite John
I'll read
Grisham
that
book,
one.
and
I
it's
haven't read
a
it.
big cautionary tale.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen a million legal shows and movies and everything, but I would say probably the most accurate depiction that I've seen of actual, like what I do, what Bob does, like street lawyering, like being a real lawyer on the street, dealing with people is Better Call Saul. Whoever wrote Better Call Saul must have been a fucking storefront personal injury lawyer, like in some shitty town, because they can't write that shit unless you lived it. And it's so accurate, Better Call Saul, that whoever wrote it must have done what I do for 20 years.
That's a great show.
To make it
Brilliant
that
show.
accurate.
Yeah.
Better Call Saul was amazing.
John and I were actually talking about this, that whether or not you should consider Michael Clayton to be a legal movie.
Because
I
it's so
do.
corporate. That's why it's,
Yeah.
it's different.
Well, if it doesn't ever,
It is
you know,
a legal movie.
There's
reach
no
the
trial,
courtroom,
yeah.
right?
There's no courtroom scene, right?
Is it a legal movie?
But-
I mean, I think Clayton's a legal movie.
I think so too. But in terms of dialogue that rings true to me as an as attorney that practiced for 20 years, it's Michael Clayton. Like the conversations that are taking place in the partner offices and stuff. There was never a moment in that movie where I thought nobody would ever say that.
Yeah, so I mean, you do, being the engineering background, your engineering degree, the IP, you're in this different level of Mensa that Morrow and I would never understand.
Probably, yeah.
Probably. So we do PI, he does IP, it's not a PP, it's an
I'm
IP.
into blood and guts, man. You know, we keep it simple.
Blood and guts. No, but Brian now, his still practices, but does a lot of software startup stuff, M&A, a lot of acquisition deals, and just solving problems that
Yeah.
are identified and curing with software, which I'm excited about too. I mean, I love this stuff. It's
Yeah, you're dabbling lately.
dabbling, dab.
Oh.
Yeah. It's most of my day these days, other than drinking. But it goes hand in hand. I think building software, actually, yeah, drinking and software, not hardware. Right, Morrow? After a full day, you can't do hardware anymore.
No.
You don't want to be soldering in the garage.
I can't do.
Coding, yes, that's okay.
Yeah,
Coding,
well,
yes.
yeah. Once in a while, I feel like maybe I want to plug in and code a little.
I get that about you.
Yeah.
The last board that I have here is a slow and low. Now, this has been around forever, and I've never seen it in these little, like, shooter cans. And they're still, I mean, this is a whiskey, so it's probably over 40% alcohol.
But Brian, I mean, I still remember, pulling up in Tulsa, and every time I open like a Pabst Blue Ribbon, for some reason I think of you. Because we would just drink
lucky
these.
you.
We would just drink these beers and watch college football together every Saturday in law school. We didn't have a lot of money to do a lot of other things, and then we would have John over here to help us get into whatever club.
This
we could try to
reminds me of
meander away.
shit that I used to sneak into the Hollywood Bowl. You know,
Perfect.
we could go.
Slow
Oh,
and
sure.
84 proof, so it's rock and roll rye. I think you got to drink it out of the can, Mar. I mean,
Oh yeah.
you're too
Do you?
fancy.
Well,
I don't know. I don't know the etiquette for this.
Oh my.
Oh God.
Out of the can?
Oh god, it's horrible.
I actually knew it would be.
All right. We're going neat out of the can, Bobby?
I think so. Cheers.
Oh, it can't get any worse. Neat,
All right.
fucking on ice, whatever. This is shit.
Yeah, it's pretty bad.
It tastes like it's already mixed with
It
something.
tastes like there's a punch or something. That's why.
Yeah. Like, can I be honest? It's not undrinkable.
No, it has Coca-Cola in it.
Oh, it does?
There's. Yeah, it has
Straight
honey
rye,
in it.
runny,
Orange,
navel, rock
navel,
candy.
orange.
Indian bitters. Ugh.
Wow.
Oh, this is like having a low fashion.
Okay.
Yeah.
Again, not undrinkable. I'm not going to pull it off the shelf.
There's not a whole lot that's undrinkable.
That's
Yeah,
true.
it's
I
not
mean,
my
we
favorite.
proved that
I'll
in law
fucking
school.
drink
I mean, what-
anything.
Oh, we drank anything out of a plastic bottle you can get your hands on.
Yeah.
Me and my roommate, when we were in law school, we would fucking drink anything. I mean, we lived like animals. We used to go to the 99-cent store back in those days, and once in a while they'd have some
had
99-cent
this thing?
store wine.
No.
Yeah, they'd
Yeah.
have some wines, and they would taste like vinegar. You take the screw-off caps, and we'd drink it in like fucking vinegar, but it'd get you drunk for 99 cents.
I mean, we used to sneak like fifths of really shitty like tequila and stuff into John's clubs because it was like $20 for a
expensive,
drink
Yeah.
or something
So
back in the.
I only had so many drink tickets, fellas.
Yeah, that's right. And so
You know what we used to do, me and my roommate, at the clubs in those days? We'd hang around the bathroom, and people would go to the bathroom and leave their drinks on the table out by the bathroom, and we'd steal them.
oh no,
I'd get
Phenomenal.
fucked up just stealing drinks all night.
that's a good
But yeah,
strategy.
I mean, we didn't have fucking any money. We'd have that was,
Yeah.
And once in a while, people would have like shit in their drinks. You know, people would like spike their own drinks and stuff, and we'd just knock our socks off. It was always like kind of like a
Morrow was roofied himself.
Roofing.
That's
Thing
right,
actually.
multiple times.
Well, look, I mean, I do think there's something to be said about that, right? I mean, none of us. I saw an earlier, a different episode of Bourbon to Proof where you were talking with your family about coming from, sort of humble beginnings, right? You're not working with a net, so you got to figure out a way to get by in whatever environment you are. But I think that's a good skill that you carry forward.
But this is like, so Brian,
life.
Brian, your dad comes from an engineering brain background. You know, I met your mom, and you were a college athlete playing at Oklahoma State. I was telling this off camera. The first time
What did you play at Oklahoma State?
I had a brief flirtation with Division I sports in
Yeah,
basketball.
this guy.
Was that when Big Country played for Oklahoma State?
No.
Oh man, I
What?
love the country.
It was
Brian
after?
Reeves?
Yeah, Bryant Reeves.
Big
yeah.
Country played
No,
for
he was before me several years.
So Brian, when I first met him, he had long hair. Brian used to have hair that he wore in a headband in law school and going out of law.
It was glorious.
It was glorious. And we went down
Was it
to
a
gym-
mullet? Was it like business in the front? And party in
no,
the
it
back?
was
straight
like-
long hair.
No, just Samson-esque.
Yeah, but
wow.
We should show a photo, and I'll give it to Megan.
oh please,
One of the producers. We
Do that.
shared it to each other. He snuck us into Ladue on Halloween. This was probably 2007, 8.
Yeah.
Where was Ladue again? On what street?
It was on, oh my God, why can't I remember it?
Coenga?
Was it on
No.
Las Palmas? It was
Oh
on
yeah,
Las
it was
Palmas.
Las Palmas.
Near the it was near the Maselli's.
Yes, next door.
Okay, yeah.
Why do you know this stupid shit?
So I used to go to Maselli's, man.
What is Maselli's? Please tell me it's like this weird
old shitty
porn
Italian
club.
Yeah,
restaurant.
like a red sauce, checkered tablecloth kind of joint.
Maselli's' claim to fame is that they only hire waiters that are singers. So if you go to Maselli's for dinner, the waiters all take turns going up and singing songs. Like they sing like
Dean Martin
fucking
songs.
opera and Dean Martin songs and shit, and they can all sing really well. So if you ever want like dinner and a free show, go to Maselli's.
I don't think I would. But
We used to go to Geisha House
Maselli's was right next door.
with
yeah,
John before.
right next door. We never went there. We went to Geisha House up the
So
street.
he got us in on Halloween, big
Remember
ticket,
Geisha House.
Ladue. Me and Brian, I think 3 other guys were American Gladiators. I'm talking full spandex, red, white, and blue.
The giant Q-tip things.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
And the ladies went wild. I was Turbo, obviously. We had Gemini.
I was
Jason
Malibu.
Marcelli. He was Malibu with the long locks. Yeah,
Yeah.
Tom Connery didn't get the joke, and he just wore a wrestling outfit, like an old high school wrestling outfit. We just threw him around the rest of the night.
No, he was the participant. He was the
challenger.
Contestant,
Yeah, the
yeah.
challenger. Yeah.
Yeah.
Who else was in those?
Pat Dodge.
Pat Dodge. But I look like these guys are all like
Jason
D1 athletes.
Marcelli.
They're huge. They're huge.
Jason Marcelli.
Jason Marcelli was Gemini.
Who is super talented employment attorney these days and doing a lot of mediation.
But we were knuckleheads that got into Ladue, and he got us a table. We looked like big shots as American Gladiators, and we were slow and low.
Oh, we were doing it. We were going for it. back in those days.
Oh.
Spandex at the
I used to go to
at the club.
a bar right around the corner from there on Cherokee called Bordner's.
Bordner's,
I know
of
Bordner's.
course.
Fucking best. Bordner's
Yeah.
That was a great bar.
Yeah,
Bordner's
that
was
place
great.
awesome.
But
On Cherokee.
Hollywood, doing the Hollywood club circuit in spandex that's something else.
Well, Morrow does that, but it's in the West Hollywood area.
Yeah.
It's a different
My
experience.
wife puts me in the spandex and chases me
I bet
around.
you look great in spandex.
Oh, I do. I mean,
Yeah.
I have a physique that's, I can kind of shape shift into anything.
I see that.
He's also hairless like an otter. It's very impressive, like from the neck down.
Yeah.
Johnny probably does look good in spandex. You're in great shape, man.
Thank you.
Man's in good shape.
I played tennis this morning.
By the way, I got to toot Johnny's horn for a second because I met John through a friend of ours, Michael Lasker,
Yes.
who I grew up with in Tulsa,
Yes.
who came out to USC and went to film school. And in college, they started a management company for directed, I think, young screenwriters and directors and talent called Foresight Entertainment, right? The 4 partners were Michael Lasker, George Heller, Jeremy Bell, and Johnny.
Yeah.
And so I used to read coverage for them. Like Michael would send, this is while I was still at Oklahoma State, Michael would send me boxes of scripts, and most of them sucked. I mean, 95% of what I read was just awful. But he would send me everything and say, read it, tell me if you see anything you like. I read a script called Paging Danny Shaw.
Yes, paging Danny Shaw.
And I read the script and I was like, this is good. This is really good. And so I was like, I called Michael and I was like, I didn't pay attention to who wrote the stuff, right? I called Michael, I was like, I read one that's a gem. It's Paging Danny Shaw. And he said, well, John Abrams wrote that. And I was like, you mean your partner, John Abrams? I thought he was a manager. He goes, well, he writes on the side or whatever. And I remember telling Michael, he's not a manager. This dude is a writer. And I
Thank you.
think
Did
that
they ever
was-
make that movie or anything?
No.
it needs
sadly.
to get made.
Hey,
Dust it off.
maybe.
Dust it off. So John has a year last year, man. Really good. I mean, you're talking about a entertainment polymath here because we're
Wait,
doing
entertainment what?
polymath. He's good at everything in
Wow.
entertainment.
I mean, that's too high of a word.
I'm
for-
sorry.
yeah.
I'll bring you. I'll send you.
I'm
a
more
link
I'm more polyamorous.
I know that word.
You're a poly, no doubt.
I actually wrote a movie myself.
Really?
I don't know if I can talk. I mean it's subject to several non-disclosure agreements. Can't talk about
Really?
it. Yes.
I'm interested in that. You
Called
picked
It's a scratch and sniff film. Never been produced before.
Adventures of the
polyamorous.
great Chowdarius.
scratch and sniff.
Yeah, there's an olfactory thing that movies have to like have a whatever. It's weird.
Beautiful.
It's 4D as they call it. 4D. You might get a little
Oh,
splattered.
I love that.
You might get
4D.
a little splattered by the end.
40. Johnny writes books for plays. Like so, he had a hit play on Broadway this past
Yeah,
year.
it was
The Heart
earlier
of
this
Rock and
year.
Roll. I
Yeah.
went to the premiere. It was a beautiful story, and he got to work with Huey Lewis.
Yeah.
Wrote songs with Huey
way.
Lewis, the legend.
Dude, he fucking crushed for years. Like Huey Lewis looked at him in the news, but I thought he had a throat thing.
No, he has.
He can't sing anymore.
He can't sing
deaf.
because he has Meniere's disease. It's kind of like if you remember in the movie A Star Is Born, Bradley Cooper had tinnitus. It's not quite the same, but it's a similar thing where he can't differentiate pitch. So a lot of the time, when you speak, he just hears like kind of white noise. So as a singer, it's
sucks.
Horrible.
impossible. Yeah, but our project, gave him a really great outlet in order to like kind of flex his creative muscle, and he was super involved. Just to get to know him, unbelievable.
Yeah,
he's a
what
great guy.
What
So
a
I think
dream.
if let's say there were some individuals in this room or on this set
Yeah.
that could maybe put together a few $1 million for a fund for you to be able to write a show that could we be executive producers? Like, is that how that works? If we have the money to
That's
put it
not
together?
exactly how it works.
I thought if
mean,
you have the money, you're the executive producer.
yeah, I guess there is that version of it, but the best thing we could do is come up with an idea. I mean, the two of you are such characters. You're a character too, but a much more even-keeled gentleman. And come up with an idea, and then de facto, you guys would be producers on that idea.
There you go.
But like, okay, coming from we own our own companies type things, can we just own that idea and then?
You wouldn't own it, but
What if we got people together to actually make the movie? I mean, we
oh,
have
if
a
you
whole
wanted to
crew
like
here. I mean, look at this.
actually make something independently, then yes, absolutely.
What about associate producer credits? Are those open for grabs? Like,
I don't think you even want one. That's like associate is typically
Look-
not a great term. Be it the law, be it in education, be it on a movie set.
true. Well, I spent so many nights with you at Tavern in Brentwood, hashing out plot points on juror number 2.
Is there an E in
Which
Tavern?
place?
I
Tavern?
really wanted that AP credit.
Is there an E in Tavern in that place? I think it's TAVRN, right?
Yeah,
There's
it's
no
just
E.
I used to
Tavern.
go to Cabo Cantina in Brent.
Oh God.
I met my wife at Q's next door.
Yeah.
We actually, the fall of we were at Lake Dew, we wore the same gladiator outfits to Q's the next night.
And that's when you met her?
Not that night. God,
Oh.
if she met me that night,
If she met you
Shut up.
as
kicked me in the
Turbo?
face. She would have been like, "Get this guy out of here."
Yeah.
I actually met my wife in these boots
Hey.
back then. At this was 2008.
You know, I think about Bob almost every morning.
Oh my God!
Because
Yeah.
This is his Metamucil story.
And this
Here
is
we
no,
go.
no, no. This is an interesting story. I think about Bob almost every morning. When I got married, now it's going to be 8 years ago. I can't tell you what I got as a wedding gift from anybody, except what I got from Bob and Chrissy, because they sent it to my house, a wedding gift, like 3 months before my wedding. It's like, who sends you a wedding gift like 3 months before? And he sent me like these, like crazy thing of like bath towels, but like the most luxurious bath towels you've ever seen. Like you could like, you know, sleep with
Egyptian
them.
cotton.
Well, no,
sleep with
he
them.
needed a hand towel because
You
he
could
always says
sleep
this
with them
towel's no
like
good.
as like blankets. They're so great. And to this day, I still use the towels. Almost every day, I use the fucking.
No,
towels.
credit Christine, because when she looks at like the registry people want, she said, get something that people would actually use and appreciate.
And I
Very
still use
smart.
the fucking
We
towels.
love
So
that stuff.
Every day when I'm drying my ass, I think
So-
of Bob.
Little refill.
Brian, we want you
Bob,
to. I brought you these plans. 'cause
When I
want
dry
you to
my ass, I
kill
think
it.
of you. What do you think of that?
I think nothing of it. I actually have deleted that from my memory so I can like reprocess
Okay.
that part of my brain
I think
for
about it
something
every day
useful.
when I'm drying my ass.
Maro's the only guy that I know that leaves his Bluetooth on that's attached to all the speakers in his house while he's watching porn in the bathroom so his family can enjoy what he's doing.
That's hot.
This is bullshit. Listen, these fucking home pods are really fucked up, man. You know?
Yeah, Bluetooth is a challenge.
Yeah, I'm like sitting there trying to, watch, two Colombian sisters. I'm like, Why is there no sound coming out of my phone?
That was oddly
And
specific.
it's on the HomePod in my wife's closet, and then I just hear "you fucker," and then I just like ran for it. I ran. I tried to run down the street, but she caught me. She's fast.
Well, I think probably you mentioned
hilarious.
to me that your wife is Mexican, so
Mm-hmm.
there's probably a rivalry between Mexican,
She
Colombian.
felt slighted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
On top of feeling slighted.
we were on vacation, not recently, but not too long recent ago, and some reason this came up, and somebody was like, and our kids were there. They're like, what happened? The wives was like, what would happen if we died? And Mara was like, Alex, if you died, Max, you'd have 2 aunts that are Colombian, and like we'd be
You'd
together
have 2
all the
Colombian
time.
sisters that were aunts. I might even take them to the funeral.
He said that like without even hesitation.
He has the
Let's
go
just
bag
say
ready. as
I
they
got
say.
smashed in my face later. Yeah.
Rightfully so.
You'd have 2 aunts that might be sisters from Colombia, and they might move in with us right away.
Bob would take that case. Would you take that case, wouldn't you?
Yeah, Mara's got good insurance. So one thing he's learned, he's good. Homeowners insurance actually covers a lot of negligent acts, and I would allege that his wife did not mean what she did, and it was a negligent act, therefore that he could pursue a claim. Dude, I cry laughing when he tells these stupid stories.
It's amazing.
That's a true story.
Bobby, you really are one of the most talented trial attorneys I've ever known.
Oh, yeah.
But I used to give him so much shit back in the day because he started out doing like dog bite cases.
Oh, yeah,
And so
dog bite
I
cases.
thought what I was doing
My first trial was a
like,
dog bite case, actually.
I thought what I was doing was
Compton.
highbrow, I'm litigating patent cases and trademark matters, and then
Pepsi suing Coca-Cola again.
I'd rail on Bob. Hey, how's the dog bite case industry going? Turns out it was pretty good.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
Dog bites are pretty good. Strict liability.
How's that dog bite case from Inglewood going?
Dude, the first trial I ever had was in Compton on a dog bite case on a disputed who owned the dog. It was crazy. Like, there's these families, and I had to prove that these people actually have the dog, and it was fucked up.
I remember that. I mean, it was
Oh,
like,
that was my first or second year on law
you were
school.
going for it.
Hit it hard, too.
Yeah.
First
So-
verdict, Didn't even know what I was doing. I just knew that there was a story, there was a dog, there was a villain, there was a hero.
As
there
Dordick
was-
says, you don't need to know the law, you don't need to know shit. Just give the jury a reason to give your client some money.
Hey, the law, it's about assigning blame.
There you go. Full circle.
And
Create
Bobby
a narrative.
assigned the blame.
You have to, and you get jurors pissed off about that fact, but you can do that with juries, with judges and arbitrators, a little different. They just see things. That's why, like, when you do IP, it's a lot of bench trial stuff, so it's a little different.
Well, I mean, it really gets to trial. It's so rarely progresses to that stage because they don't call it the sport of kings for nothing. I mean,
they don't call it the sport of kings.
they sure do. $4 million for a jury trial is, that's a lot to spend. And so it's like there are no small players doing that. It's just, you can't.
So when we were in law
So it doesn't
school,
get
we
there.
had our basketball intramural team. Brian got to name it. It's called Lex Rex, Law's King.
Yeah.
Now I see a pattern of what you're doing.
Yeah.
But we used to have the Pepperdine men's basketball team watch our intramural games because they were always entertained to see what Brian would do to people. He used to
He used to be in shape.
He was in shape, and these guys would pack down on the hoop, and he would dunk on kids like this guy.
Well, remember, they used to keep stats.
Yes.
In the intramural
In the
league?
intramural league, and Brian
and they would
was
send
lighting
out
it.
like a blast email with it.
So they would come watch, like, who the fuck is Brian Philpott? And these guys, I'll never forget the time whenever you were you were unconscious and guardable. You were dunking on guys hitting like mid-range jumpers, and they didn't know how to defend you, so they had everybody just kind of waiting, and you just pulled up at half court, and you looked over here, and all the men's basketball team for Pepperdine was watching, and Brian just shot it from mid-court and just held it up like this. Turned around, hit the jumper from fucking half court, and
Wow.
walked down. Outrageous. Lex Rex, man.
Rumors.
He was also our quarterback in our championship flag football team, where I was the center, and Brian invented this offense where he would do a signal, and we would do a directional snap, and he would roll out every time. Because this guy was fast. He probably is still fast, but tall. So he can get over every player. And
Still tall, yeah.
but not as fast.
I was a pioneer of the West Coast flag football offense.
Which they still use today.
Not a
The
lot of
last
people
time I had
know
a
about that.
basketball team was for a charity event a couple of years ago, and the name of my team was the Silky Johnsons, and as
course it was.
an ode to Dave Chappelle as Silky Johnson.
We go on vacation, we just watch old Chappelle videos, and it's still
Yeah.
Oh, it's so good.
The Chappelle Show is just from another level. Have you seen the sketch he did like in 2001 about Diddy? About
Oh, jeez.
oh,
No.
it's so fucking good. It's
See
so
the one he did
accurate.
about R.
Prophetic.
Kelly.
So
Yeah, it's R.
accurate.
Kelly.
It's like the shit that Cat Williams was saying about Diddy like 5 years ago. There's this old Cat Williams
Yeah.
interview, and he's like, I promised myself one thing when I came to Hollywood, that I would leave here with a virgin asshole. So you got to tell Diddy, I can't party with you, motherfucker. And this was like 5 years ago, and people are like, oh, you're such an asshole, you say that shit about Diddy. That motherfucker was telling the truth.
So I'm not telling my mom to watch this podcast. Is that what we're,
Tell your
where
mom
we're
to
going.
watch it.
You're right.
And tell your mom that I want to have dinner with her.
No, absolutely
It's
not.
just the way that you said that. It was
Yeah.
so.
It's just,
But you detracted from your story. You started to tell.
yeah. The Silky Johnsons, we went all the way to the title. We lost. And then they changed the rules in that league. Because this was a lawyers' charity event.
Mm-hmm.
And I happened to know this kid. And if you saw him, you'd be like, who's this kid? It's like White Men Can't Jump. Just some 6 foot, not even 5'11"
No,
white kid.
he's 6'1" ish.
Maybe
but he's very
6
unassuming. Like
White kid, unassuming, like 100.
he's whiter than Brian.
Yeah, whitest guy, like 150 pounds. But the guy fucking was a point guard at Baylor, fucking played in the tournament.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's
so
cool, yeah.
I said, so you could bring one non-lawyer. So I brought this little guy, and they're like, he comes out there.
That's your ringer?
And he comes out there like, that's your ringer. Everyone, people got these 7 foot tall guys, they're ringers. Everyone's got a ringer, right? I bring this 6 foot tall kid, and he's just fucking destroying this
them.
tournament. And they're like, who in the fuck is this guy? And the ref, I remember the referee told me, he says, who's your boy? I said, oh, he's a friend of mine. I said, man, that motherfucker got championship moves. I mean, this guy was up in the air and would like change directions 3 times in the air. You know,
And
it's like,
laughing
what?
was
It's
it?
like mind-boggling.
We went to his wedding. We married one
Yeah,
of our
his
other
name's Austin
friends.
Mills.
Austin Mills married Taylor Dordick, and we went to their wedding up in Napa, our first time in Napa. We went to the Slanted Door, had some of the best whiskey we've ever had
Yep.
there. Cue the RRS, we were writing that shit off, that
Yeah.
bill that we had.
There were-
But the entire wedding was like
all
people
NBA
that-
basketball
yeah,
players.
much taller than us, all
Yes.
NBA guys.
Yeah, because
You guys
he's-
remember there was a league in LA, like the
Yeah, the
Landau
Landau
Lawyers
Lawyers League.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I used to play in that early on in my career.
They still have that league, because I see, I
do.
read the Daily Journal,
Yeah.
and they have the standings all the time in the Daily Journal.
Yeah, and we'd go play in that, and there would be like some of the bigger firms would have like a couple of guys like 6'8", 6'9", stroking threes, and I'm like, who are these guys? Like, are you finally you get frustrated enough trying to guard one of them, and you're like, okay, what do you do at Melvin and Meyer?
He's a fucking law clerk.
And
you know?
they struggle to even like come up with a lie. You know, it's I work. I do the thing.
The law.
I'm on the 4th floor, and this guy doesn't even work. He's not even at the firm.
Yeah.
Lawyers gonna cheat. So we're at the end of the episode here, and while I would love to do this all day, and I think we should continue this because I miss you guys.
I am
Brian,
available for co-writing.
Hey,
I'm just telling you.
I mean,
You know,
He doesn't write.
Apparently, he
talks.
doesn't need it. He's just solo credited on the best
available
movie
for
of the year.
co-writing. I mean, I did write a couple of films. I will show you my scripts later.
That's more. Yeah. God, you don't want to know.
I want to see your script.
Yeah, I'll show it to you.
But it's your wife actually DM'd me. Carrie did on
Yeah.
Instagram.
What?
oh, this is a great story.
So I didn't know about juror number 2 until Carrie Abrams DMs me on Instagram, and she's like, hey, I've been following you a long time. I love your wife and your content. I know you're in the legal world. You're a big influencer there. My husband just wrote this movie. It's about to be produced, and Clint Eastwood is writing it. It's called Juror Number 2. And I was like, I remember getting in because she never interacted with me before. I was like, I DM'd back. I was like, oh, that's really cool. And then I was like, I want to look it up. And I looked, and I was like, wait, is your husband John? She's like, yes. Why? I was like, do you know Brian Philpott? She's like, yes. Why? I'm like, I know your husband. I know who John is. She's like, oh my God. Like this went through DM, and I looked it all up, and then we were
You got to
texting.
admire your wife for working it, man.
100%. 100%.
I mean, they got a bunch of
she's
little. I mean,
great,
they live a.
yeah.
I mean, it's a hard life to be a writer, right?
Yeah.
I mean, he's
Well,
got.
to be in the art, to be a creator is hard.
Yeah.
you
Brutal.
know?
Yeah.
I know guys that are in the music business, whatever, and the one thing I can say for most of the guys I know that are in it is that they truly believe in what they're doing, and there's nothing else they want to do, and they just have that singular focus, and that's it.
And John, for a bunch of us left brain analytical lawyers that are now trying to do more right brain creative shit, thank you for like storytelling, because it makes us as lawyers, our jobs are a lot easier due to the creative big picture stuff that you do.
Well, thank
Thank you, brother.
But they're very closely related. Trial is theater. Being a good lawyer is being a good writer in a lot of ways. I mean, it really, assigning blame, there's a narrative that must be created in every case, you know?
We have a friend of ours that's a very good trial lawyer and an actual working actor, Brian Brighter.
Yep.
Like this guy, Brian Brighter's in, you know, you could fucking be
He
flipping
does
through.
improv for lawyers.
You can be
He does
flipping
improv.
through TV and he's on like a law episode of Law and Order, and he's a real actor.
Yeah.
And he's a really good trial lawyer, and
Does improv.
He does this program for lawyers called Improv for Trial, where he teaches
So
improv.
we're at the end of the episode here, and I got to ask you guys. We ask the end of every episode, like, what's your bourbon of proof? It could be any of the liquors here, any of the whiskey or bourbons that we had, or something that you enjoy at home. But what's the best that you had here, and then what's your favorite like sipper at home, and why?
Here it's the Blanton's single barrel. Well, but I drink Blanton's at home. So, but I don't think you can do better in a bourbon than the Blanton's. The just off the shelf, if you can find it anywhere, it's great. But the single barrel is something else, man. It's great. So easy, my choice.
I like the barrel proof. I mean, we don't have it on the show, but Mauro and I, when we were in Spain for a month together with our families together in the same house, and you can't find bourbon and whiskey anywhere. We went to Barcelona, we found the store, they had a bottle, we bought it, we drank. I mean, and that was 64% out, and it was the smoothest, most delicious stuff. Not the entry level.
And what is it?
It's the barrel proof Blanton's.
It was very high proof. It was good.
And his wife drank a whole bottle and then beat him up that
That's
night.
great.
Well, I mean, that's Saturday night at my house.
Yeah, you deserved it.
Yeah.
John, what are your thoughts? You probably like these little.
In the can here, I'm going to throw a curveball at you and your audience. So, I like old fashions.
Me too.
I love rum.
Urban Dictionary look up for Mauro.
I've been really into the rum old fashioned lately.
Oh,
Really?
rum fast.
Rum old fashioned?
The rum
That's a great
old fashioned. So like a good
never
dark
had that.
rum, sort of like an El Dorado 15 or something like that. It's not doesn't have to be that expensive. So from a economic perspective, you can get a really, really good rum for $50 or $75.
Yeah, rum is not even the best. The most expensive rum you could dig up is maybe $100.
Yeah.
I love gin. Not expensive. Gin's amazing.
Yeah,
Rum,
and it tastes great. So in the bourbon whiskey sort of profile, that's where I actually kind of
I
veer.
love it. Well, gentlemen, thank you for coming on this episode of Bourbon and Proof. Please watch Juror number 2. We're going to get this out before the Christmas release.
It comes out on Max on Friday.
I
December
happened
20th.
to see it just yesterday, flipping around channels. It was on like the pay-per-view channel.
Yes, it's on VOD and doing really well on VOD actually, and then it'll be on HBO Max starting December 20th.
And it's in theaters too.
And it's in theaters too. There's so many ways to see this movie.
And hey, fingers crossed for award season.
Yes.
Wow.
It is not. I'm not gonna say, but Oscar season's around the corner.
We're
Best original
campaigning.
screenplay?
We'll see. It's
What a
For your
fairy tale.
consideration.
for your consideration.
consideration.
We're doing
I
an
know.
event tomorrow
We've
night.
gotten a lot. We used to watch those in Malibu. People used to send those videos because we knew people that watched these for your consideration movies. That's the only way you could see
Free
the movies.
movies.
Free movies. for
Yeah,
us.
they would mail DVDs.
Yeah.
They
Yes.
don't do that anymore. It's apps now.
Travis Brorson would send
Over
us-
the years,
Yes.
I have been the lucky recipient of many of these for your consideration
That's
videos
actually true.
because there's an Academy Award-winning cinematographer named Mauro Fiore. Same fucking name as me.
Oh, nice.
And nobody's named Mauro Fiore. But this fucker is like the biggest cinematographer. He does all the, he did Armageddon. He did, what's that movie where the fuck people swimming around in the water?
Aquaman.
Avatar.
Avatar.
Aquaman. Close. We go.
He did Avatar. He did. He does all the Michael Bay blockbuster. Mauro Fiore. So I live in Hollywood, and I'm Mauro Fiore. So people fucking figure out my address and they send me shit. So I get these DVDs. I get Avatar posters and shit to sign.
Hilarious.
People ask me for autographs. I sign the shit. I send it back to them. I don't want to disappoint them.
Right.
He's like a Big Lebowski
You'll
of his
always
generation.
be my homie, and I write it.
Ladies and
sign
gentlemen,
it,
for your
send it back to them.
consideration,
For your
Mauro Fiore, but
There you
also
go.
juror number 2, John Abrams. Thank you so much, brother. We look forward to you taking that red carpet, taking that award, and hopefully wearing a bright pink tuxedo.
fun.
I just want to go to the after party. You know what I'm saying?